Okay, so we're going to try something new here. I'm going to teach you a lesson via a YouTube video. So really the only difference here is that you're watching a YouTube video and listening to me talk rather than me being in front of the room writing on the smartboard. But otherwise it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So you're going to take notes as you go through this. You're going to fill out that unit conversion guide that was handed out to you, and hopefully this will take place of a normal lesson. So first of all, you write this kind of stuff down when we start a lesson, but all you really need to write down is this top part. So go ahead and write that down, and I'll just talk to you kind of what this lesson is going to be about. So it says we're doing changing customary units. What does that mean? Well, it means we're converting inches to feet to miles, gallons to quarts, that kind of thing. And how does this fit in with Chapter 6? Well, we're using rates. Unit rates specifically, and you guys already know how to do that, so as long as you can use these unit conversions, you should be fine. As you're watching this video, if you ever need to write something down, just pause it, write it down. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and pause for 10 seconds or something like that, thinking that's how long it takes you to write it down. So just if I say write something down, pause it, write it down, and then press play again so you can listen to me explain. So first we're going to fill out your unit conversion guide. Yours should look like this. I have more of it on the next slide here. So we just need to fill it in. Some of these you probably already know, some of them you don't. So let's just fill these out together. So 1 foot, how many inches? That'd be 12. 1 yard equals 3 feet. And 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So those are units of length. Then you also have units of weight. 1 pound is 16 ounces. And 1 ton is the same as 2,000 pounds. Again, I'm on the next slide, but if you're not ready, pause this, write them down, and then move on. Okay, here's the last part of your worksheet. 1 cup is the same thing as 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is 2 cups. 1 quart is 2 pints. And 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So you're going to keep this guide handy because it'll help you with the rest of the lesson. Alright, so what we're going to do basically today is using these units and converting them, and we're going to use the unit rates that we did back in maybe 6.2. So for example here, we want to convert 20 feet into inches. So what you're going to do is you're going to put 20 feet off to the right. Remember we did stuff like that with unit rates? And you're going to do 1 fraction over here. This should look kind of familiar. Now what you need your fraction to be is not told to you up there, but is told you on your unit conversion guide. So what you want to look at is the one that talks about feet and inches. On your guide it says 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? So that's what information you need to fill in your fraction. How do you know whether 1 goes on top or 12 goes on top? Well, we know from when we were using unit rates before that this label and this label need to match, so that we can cross them out. So we're going to put the 1 foot down there because that'll cross out with the feet up here, and you can put the 12 inches up here. Now we just treat them the same way as before. So let's see. We take 12 times 20, which is 240. 1 times 1 is 1. So your answer then is 240 inches. Just like the rest of this chapter, it's important that you label, so make sure you're doing that. Alright, let's do another one. So we have 2 miles into feet. So we put our 2 miles on the right side. You do that over 1. And then we're making a fraction on the left. Now our fraction on the left is based on the miles and feet ratio, and on your guide it says 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. So those are the two numbers we're going to use as our fraction. Now again, how do we know which one goes on top, which one on bottom? Well, we need miles to match up. So we're going to put the 1 mile down here. So that way they can cross themselves out, like cross reducing. Then we put the 5,280 feet up here. Alright, so we take 5,280 times 2, which is 10,560, I think. Yep, over 1 times 1, which is 1. Okay, 10,560 divided by 1 is just 10,560, and you'd write feet. So that is your answer. Okay, at this point I want you to try these two. Okay, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to sit here with nothing on the screen for the next 3 minutes while you work on these. So your job right now is to pause my video, work on these two problems, and once you have them solved, press play so you can see if your answers match mine. Okay, so at this point, you should have already solved them, and now you should see what I get. So I put my 11 cups over here. You have my fraction, which our fraction will end up being, oh, let's see, 1 pint equals 2 cups. Okay, so I need my 2 cups down here so that way they cross out. Do my 1 pint on top. 1 times 11 is 11. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, 11 divided by 2. For these, let's make decimals. So 5.5 pints. I'm not sure what it says for your assignment. Just do whatever the directions say. It might say fraction. It might say round to the nearest hundred or something like that. Okay, the bottom one here, we would put 36 yards on the right. Our fraction we needed is what our relationship between yards and feet. And we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So then I'm going to put the 1 yard down here so that way these cross out. Put the 3 feet on top. 3 times 36 is 108. I think, right? 1 times 1 is 1. So then you take 108 divided by 1 and get 108 feet. Okay, some of the ones you're going to run into on your book assignment are, they give you fractions. So it says convert 1/4 of a cup into fluid ounces. So what you're going to do is pretend that it didn't say 1/4 cup and it said 4 cups. You would put a 4 off to the side, you write your fraction, etc., right? Okay, but that's not what it says. It says 1/4 of a cup. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the 1/4, and that's going to be your right number, but it's going to make the fraction 1/4. So you're not going to put 5 over 1 or 12 over 1 or anything like that. You're actually going to write your fraction as the fraction on the right side, because normally 1's underneath there, but now it's not going to be. Okay, on the left side, we do that 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. So I'm going to put my 1 cup on the bottom, my 8 fluid ounces on top, so that way these can still cross out. Now 8 times 1 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. 8 divided by 4 would be 2 fluid ounces. Let's try another one. So 3/4 of the ton into pounds. So instead of writing 7 over 1 or 12 over 1 or something like that on the right side here, you're going to write just 3/4 as a fraction. But your label is still going to go on top. So 3/4 ton. And the fraction we need here is that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So I'm going to put the 1 ton on the bottom so they cross out. 2,000 pounds on top. 2,000 times 3 is 6,000. 1 times 4 is 4. And then you just take 6,000 and divide it by 4, and you get 1,500 pounds. Okay, go ahead and try these two on your own. So again, pause the video, try these two. When you're ready, press play, and my answers will be up there. So here we go. I'm going to put 2/5 over here. I'm going to work on my conversion of quarts into pints, and we know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. So I'm going to do 1 quart down here, so that way these cross out. 2 pints up here. Then I take 2 times 2, which is 4. 1 times 5 is 5. So 4 divided by 5. Like I said, I think your book assignment might say to leave it as a fraction, might say a decimal. If it says leaves it a fraction, you leave it here. If it says a decimal, you take 4 divided by 5, which is 0.8. Just read the directions. Okay, one more here. Convert 1.5. So in something like this, though, I would make an improper fraction. It's probably just easier. So 1.5 is improper, would be 3/2. So I'm going to do 3/2 ton. And we know the conversion we need is that 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Do the 1 ton on the bottom, so they cross out. 2,000 pounds on top. 2,000 times 3 is 6,000. 1 times 2 is 2. And then we take 6,000 divided by 2, and you get 3,000 pounds as your answer. Alright, now I just want to go over a couple word problems. These aren't any different than the other ones, it just has words now. So we're just going to go over 2 of these, and then you're free to go. So Jimmy ran 9 miles at cross-country practice. How many feet did he run? Again, this is like our right information, so 9 miles goes over here. How many feet did he run? So we're worried about the conversion of miles and feet. And we know that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So we do our 1 mile down here, so they cross out. 5,280 feet on top. So 5,280 times 9 is 47,520. All divided by 1 times 1, which is 1. So your answer, 4,520 feet. I'm going to have you try one more. I'll write the answer on there, and then you'll be done. So go ahead and try this one. Pause the video. When you're ready, press play so you can check your answer. So 6 feet of fabric goes on the right. My left information is I need to know the combination of feet and yards. And we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So 3 feet goes down here, so feet can cross out. 1 yard on top. 1 times 6 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So 2 yards would be your answer. Alright, here's your assignment. Mrs. Bliss also has that assignment written down, but you can go ahead, open up your notebook to your assignments, write this whole information on the top, and that's what you have for your assignment today. Read the directions for these. Like I said, I'm not sure what they have you round them to. It's either decimal or fraction. 47 and 48 are both review. Okay, good luck. Rewatch the video if you have any questions. That should help.